Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Thursday, October 30th, 2014. I don't very often share things from this website, nasaranews.blogspot.com. Little doubt that you are all aware of this website. But this morning, I decided to toss it in here. Maybe just for the sake of visualization, like confession brings possession, the secret, however you want to see that we focus on what we want. We put what we want before our eyes. And so this would be nice. Do I believe it? I want to believe it. But there have been, as any of you who are familiar with this website know, there have been very similar statements for some time. But this is hovering in the background that there is a change coming. And one of the main reasons I shared this morning is because we do have elections coming up next week. And as I've mentioned, there haven't seemed to be a whole lot of commercials compared to other years. There hasn't seemed to be a big full court press by, at least where I live, by politicians to advertise. So this, why? Midterm elections may be canceled and migrated into Republican elections 6 months from now. Could that be why there haven't been that many, a huge amount of money spent on campaign commercials? I don't know. Pure speculation at this point. But this is not speculation. From Natural News, Big Pharma seeks legal immunity for damages from experimental Ebola vaccines. So if you decide to get a vaccine or let someone in your family get a vaccine and something horrible happens, you will probably not be able to file a lawsuit effectively because they're going to have immunity. So if this isn't a setup for, they know something's wrong, okay? They would not be asking for immunity if they were very confident in their product being beneficial. So keep this in mind. And along the same lines, John Rappaport's blog, The Ebola Covert Op, 30 Answers to Who Benefits. And of course, one of them is people who are, the public is further conditioned to accept all vaccines, follow all medical orders, buy phony epidemics as real, fear germs, fear unpredictable outbreaks. Vaccine and drug sales for pharmaceutical companies expand. So, yeah, obviously. And whether or not people are actually getting sick and dying from Ebola or whether it's all crisis actors, I do not know. However, I am fully convinced that the whole thing is crafted to manipulate us. So let's at least not be manipulated. And speaking of manipulation, I found this article kind of humorous, and I'll tell you why in a minute. High Country News defused the West. Public land employees are easy targets for a violent, government-hating fringe. Hey, I'm not violent, and I don't hate government. I do hate corporations masquerading as government, but I'm not going to use violence against them. This is how we're being characterized, as violent, government-hating fringe. And so, some BLM guys, Rangers, and others have been have been threatened and supposedly assaulted. Here's a map with the showing where these events have occurred. And there are links to PDFs of the official reports for anybody who's interested. So red is assault, orange is threat, yellow is interference. So, here's the kind of assaults you got. 2 men urinating on a fully marked patrol vehicle. The kind of interference: 2 men on horseback argued with a mounted Forest Service employee. These are, I could have gotten a gun out and killed you. Well, sometimes people say things like that. Threat: kill every one of them, BLM employees. This seems like idle talk to me. Kick the employee's ass. BLM: if I see you on my property, I will kick your ass. Teach him some manners and do him in. It all sounds like idle threats to me. It's, some of these people, sure, are there crazy people out there who hate people and are looking for somebody to kill? Yes, there are. But to me, this assault really, this one really defined the whole message here. Threw a salt shaker at the BLM employee. And when I shared this with Don, he suggested that's why these are called assaults, because they're throwing salt shakers. So I don't want to completely diminish this. These people are, these BLM guys, most of them are out there doing their jobs in good faith. And they believe that they are right and they are doing good things. Maybe instead of this kind of response to them, these people could, print up some little handbills and explain Agenda 21 to the BLM guys. Explain to them why they aren't enthusiastic. But why are people frustrated? Well, here's the same article that I used yesterday. Retaliation. Feds launch new land grab targeting Bundy family. BLM to declare 1.8 million acres environmental protection zone. This is why people become frustrated with the BLM, because they're being used to carry out Agenda 21 mandates. And I'm not, if there's a theme today, it probably is Agenda 21, because I have some other articles about what's going on. Ruining cities is a step in the process of rewilding. St. Louis versus New Orleans versus Detroit versus Baltimore urban decay. Yeah, if you want to get depressed, yeah, here's some more. Indiana town moves to seize over 350 homes to make room for private developer. We're not transients. We're real people. My house is not for sale. There is no justification of this. And these people are being put out of their homes. These are real neighborhoods, real people, real homes. The water's being shut off in neighborhoods in Detroit. This isn't random. This isn't just this. We all know this isn't some happenstance. There's a plan behind this. And a lot of this, out west, it affects, the cowboys, the ranchers. But in the East, Agenda 21 has an impact on, to a large extent, Black people, African Americans. And Alex Jones played this video yesterday during his show. It's so good. I very much enjoyed it, but it's sad, it's tragic. But this is African American men encouraging African Americans to realize that the Black people who are in political office are not on their side. They're not helping them. they're not serving them. They're going along with the agenda and serving themselves. So great video here. Kudos to these guys. And with the elections coming up, this is just really, it's crucial that this kind of information be put out there where people will see it. And I have some kind of gun related, the other, the Bureau of Land Management. I mean, this diffuse, this, what we have here is, it's all about pointing guns at people, right? Well, no, it's not about pointing guns at people. It's about the Second Amendment. And in California, there's a tremendous struggle about what is legal to own as far as firearms and what is not. From The Truth About Guns, Aries Armor CEO sues San Diego Sheriff's Department for Facebook censorship. And I'm sharing this because it's an interesting point. Private people, individuals can block us on Facebook, delete our comments, whatever. But this county has put up a Facebook page as a public forum, and they are deleting comments. And if it's meant to be a public forum, and First Amendment rights apply here. There's a right to express yourself in a public forum. And Aries Armor's comments have been deleted from Facebook pages by the Sheriff's Department. So they're suing because their First Amendment rights have been breached. So this is an interesting story, worth the few minutes that it takes to read it. And I've shared this the other day, but at this time of year when a few states do have things on their ballot about, a demand that GMOs be labeled, this is kind of on our minds, and I think it's important that we do remember and take action concerning which brands are fighting against having GMOs labeled. And so crucial information. Learn which brands to buy and which ones to divorce so that we can have effective boycotts. And for the good news of the day, I am looking to Mario Murillo Ministries and Mario's blog. One of the few pastors who is willing to just put the truth out there. And here's one of his blogs from today. Over 214,000 doctors opt out of Obamacare exchanges. The implosion begins. And great news. And if I want to scroll down, evidently yesterday was Mario's birthday. And he has written here, no one but God knows the price I have paid to obey him in exposing this agenda to destroy America. I have faithfully passed on to you everything I felt you need to know in order to fight off this disease on our nation's soul. And he is one of the few mainstream Christian voices, and he's not completely mainstream. He's not Joel Osteen, okay? Thank God he's not. But he is very well known and has been for some time. And thank you, Mario, and hope your birthday yesterday was a happy one. Thank you for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty and justice for all.